to get the story.
Before we even left the dock, people were already declining comment. I've got my opinions, they'd say, but I'm keeping it to myself. By the time we reached the island, it seems everyone knew we were there. Word spreads fast on Bell Island, like animosity in the council chambers. We went looking for town councillors to ask about the feud brewing behind closed doors. In a small craft store, we found Henry Crane.
I'm not interested in going up to a meeting here once a month and for a battle royal all the time. It is quite a distraction, and it is annoying to sit down, give 3 or 4 hours of your time sometimes, and at the end of the day accomplish nothing.
Crane has an issue with Mayor Gary Gazine. He says Gazine is doing town business behind their backs. Last month, they passed a motion to make sure he has to have their approval before doing anything.
Gary, our mayor, has, he's been there a long, long time. Is he the root of the problem? I don't know if he is or if he isn't. But there's no cooperation. There's an animosity there that's between councillor and mayor.
Gazine says there's no animosity coming from him, despite all the things they've made him do in the motion they passed.
I've returned my phone. I've got a new phone, paying on my own. I'm going to return the chain of office, but I'm not going to do much else. I'm going to retain my office. I'm going to retain the fact that I can go up in the office at any times, and municipal affairs and the staff here have given me full backing.
Gazine's got his theories as to why this group of councillors has it out for him. Interim Deputy Mayor Bill Peddle was once a town employee who was fired after he stormed a public meeting and accused Gazine of several conflicts of interest. Our cameras were there and recorded it. It's a grudge he still holds against CBC, hence he declined comment for this story. Gazine thinks it's a grudge he still holds against him too. After all, it was Peddle who put forward the motion against Gazine at the last council meeting.
When I was putting my coat on and my cap on, he was still waiting by the door. And I'm saying to myself, what's up? And I get these 2 words when I pass him when he started pointing at me to say, payback.
There's a lot of work to be done here in Wabana. Both Gazine and Crane want to accomplish similar things for Bell Islanders. So why can't they just work together?
I tell you, I could flip. I could get up there tonight, but I'm taking the high road. And I'm trying to be orderly, I'm trying to be mannerly, trying to be respectful.
To be quite honest, if the mayor were to follow rules, his heart is there too, right? Everybody got to back up and use common sense. And this community was once great, and it'll be great again.
The two men will come face to face again on Thursday at the first council meeting since the motion was passed before Christmas. Ryan Cook, CBC News, Wabana.
Well, once again, heavy equipment is being used in smash and grab robberies. This time it was to crash open a grocery store and a bank. An employee at Sobeys on Kelsey Drive says 4 windows were smashed in around 5:30 this morning with what looked to be a backhoe. Several store employees say the suspects made off with an ATM machine. It's the second such crime in as many days. Police were also called to TD Bank on Elizabeth Avenue yesterday after a front-end loader smashed through one of its walls. The robbers were unsuccessful and fled before police arrived. In both instances, the machines were found nearby and their engines were still running. Now, if you're having a sense of déjà vu, that's because it was this time last year that a pair of similar stories happened. New Year's Day 2018, and a backhoe tore through the wall of this Dominion on Black Marsh Road. Police determined the machine was stolen from Elizabeth Avenue and driven more than 6 kilometers to get to that grocery store. That was also the second time in a week a backhoe had been used to break into a pharmacy. 2 days prior, a Lawton's in Paradise was smashed into, and the ATM there was stolen as well.
It's been quite horrific and traumatic in the community. You know, this is literally in our backyard.
Coming up, red dresses continue to hang in Conn River.
Tonight, a community comes together to remember Chantel John, the young Indigenous woman killed last week on the South Coast.
We've got a significant storm on the way. It was absolutely gorgeous today, but that's definitely the calm before the storm for the island. Now, a number of warnings in place right now for the island, but sunshine and cold for parts of Labrador. That looks like that will be the story as we head through the week. A little bit of snow moves in for midweek, but other than that, just cold and sunshine. So we'll take a look at those warnings quickly right now. Winter storm warnings for Gander all the way through to Bonavista and down through the Canaveral Peninsula, including Burin Peninsula as well, with some snowfall warnings in place, as well as rainfall warnings. So a little bit of everything in the forecast. I'll have all those details when I come back in a little bit. Carolyn?
Thanks, Ashley. Fraud-related charges were dismissed today against a businesswoman who once owned Exit Realty Ocean's Edge and later worked for the Health Authority. There was relief in the courtroom this morning as the judge dismissed all the charges against Debbie McGraw. Although the judge called some of her actions highly questionable, he ruled that the Crown did not prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. McGraw worked as an administrator for the province's public health lab before going into the real estate business. She was accused of wrongdoing related to her time at Eastern Health.
Dozens of people on the Northern Peninsula protested today on the streets in Roddickton.
Our log stays here! Our log stays here!
Protesters chanting today, pushing for a timber plant in their community, and they say if the plant isn't built in their town, no saw logs will leave their area and they will block any trucks from leaving. People from the northeast side of the Northern Peninsula are frustrated that a UK-based company is putting a new biofuel timber plant in Hawke's Bay and not Roddickton. But there's an empty and idle wood pellet plant in Roddickton. The plant promises big jobs for the area, getting at over 100,000 cubic meters of wood on the northern tip of the peninsula. The mayor worries that Roddickton and other communities off the beaten path will not survive without any new industry.
The chief medical officer of health says it's not too late to get a flu shot. Dr. Claudia Sarbu says so far this year there are 121 lab-confirmed cases of the flu. One person died. 21 people have been hospitalized. Sarbu says about 19% of the population is immunized. The rate is not as high for children who are more vulnerable. The feared H1N1 strain of the flu is making its way across Canada, but Sarbu says protection is offered in this year's flu vaccine. Some strains of the flu are expected in March, so she says it's still not too late for inoculation.
Well, there's a new federal cabinet, some new faces on Justin Trudeau's front bench, and several ministers have new jobs, including Seamus O'Regan from St. John's South Mount Pearl.
Please rise and welcome the ministers designate, the Prime Minister, and the Governor General of Canada.
Now, Jane Philpott becomes president of the Treasury Board to replace Scott Bryson. His resignation triggered this shuffle, and O'Regan replaces Philpott as Minister of Indigenous Services, and Jody Wilson-Raybould replaces him as Minister of Veterans Affairs and Associate Minister of National Defence. And her old portfolio of Justice and Attorney General, major portfolio, goes to a newcomer to Cabinet, David Lametti, and there's a new post created today. Bernadette Jordan becomes Minister of Rural Economic Development. Now, O'Regan had been the Minister of Veterans Affairs, as I mentioned. He takes on Indigenous Services, a new department that was launched about a year and a half ago. O'Regan says his time living in Happy Valley Goose Bay opened his eyes early to some of the issues facing Indigenous communities, and his academic studies focused on Indigenous issues. But he also says that all that was a long time ago, so now he's going to take some time and just listen.
I walk into this portfolio with all humility, but somebody who at a very young age knows what it is to grow up in the North, and somebody at a very young age knows the plight and saw it firsthand at a very young age of our Indigenous peoples. The work that I did in Veterans Affairs was about veterans and their families. And the work that I inherit now from Jane Philpott is about Indigenous peoples and their communities, and making sure they have the very basic things that so many of us want: clean water, health care, education, child and family services, and a bright, prosperous future, and helping them achieve that.
A major story developing between Ottawa and Beijing. A Chinese court has sentenced a Canadian to death after he was convicted of drug trafficking. A retrial was ordered last month for Robert Lloyd Schellenberg, who had originally been facing a 15-year prison sentence. The case had been going on for years, but has come under the spotlight amid heightened tensions between Canada and China. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau commented on that ruling earlier today.
The government, we actually strengthened the policy that requires the Canadian government to always intercede on behalf of a Canadian facing the death penalty anywhere in the world. We will continue to do that as we have in this case. But I will say it is of extreme concern to us as a government, as it should be to all our international friends and allies, that China has chosen to begin to arbitrarily apply death penalty in cases facing, as in this case, facing a Canadian.
Well, a man has been charged with attempted murder in the Stephenville area. Police say early Saturday morning they received a 911 call and later arrested and charged a 33-year-old from Bay St. George. A woman was treated at hospital and later released. The man had fled the scene but was tracked by a police dog. Police say the two know each other.
In Conn River at this hour, people are coming together to remember the young woman who was killed last week. A vigil is being held for Chantel John to honor the life of the 28-year-old who died in the community last Wednesday. John's former boyfriend has been charged with first-degree murder. The family hopes to raise awareness of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, as well as intimate partner violence. The vigil is being held in the John family garden. A family friend says she hopes it will help the family and others in the community to come to terms with what's happened.
Really small community, and we're all really close-knit, and nothing even remotely close to this has ever happened before. So it's been quite horrific and traumatic in the community. So again, this is what makes this vigil so special, because we're hoping that everyone will take something away from it. It's an important part of the healing process, I believe, and it'll certainly be a beautiful experience for the family, because everyone's coming together to show support.
Well, coming up later in the show, we'll return to Conn River for more on tonight's vigil.
The hockey community in Conception Bay North is especially proud today.
Certainly true, and that's because one of their own, Shaylin Snow from Clark's Beach, is a world champion. This was the scene yesterday morning when, in overtime, Team Canada scored the winning goal against their arch rivals from the United States.
Yeah, the Under-18 Women's World Hockey Championship took place in Japan. Shaylin Snow's a member of that gold medal team.
And as Here Now's Terry Roberts reports, Team Canada's victory has scored a ton of hometown pride in the Bay Roberts area.
There we go, Bay Arena.
This is where it all began.
Here's the man who coached Shaylin Snow from the very beginning.
She's my girl. I always called her my girl.
Shaylin's hockey roots are grounded right here, inside this building, on this ice, under the guidance of people like Bennett.
Extreme talent, extreme hard worker, extremely motivated, and all around beautiful person.
It's the talk of the town, a young girl from a small community wearing the maple leaf among Canada's best.
Oh, we're really proud. Extremely proud.
Joyce Morgan has captured thousands of hockey scenes on her camera over the years at Bay Arena. She knew very early that Shaylin was special.
No matter who she was playing with, she was always outstanding.
As impressive as it is, Bennett says there's still more work to do.
The goal is the Olympics and the gold medal. Make no mistake about it.
Snow attends a prep school in Ontario, has found success at every level of hockey she's played, including at the elite male level.
Her last year in Bantam AAA, I think she had 30 points, maybe 15 goals, 15 assists in under 30 games.
Part of her secret? Family.
Unreal support from her mom and her pop especially.
And this is a great day. It's a great day for hockey.
Mayor Moore doesn't know how to handle a hockey stick. She leaves that to her town's most celebrated resident.
In the town of Clark's Beach today, people are very proud.
It began just like this for Shaylin. Parent taught skating at the Bay Arena. But her commitment level sets her apart, says Bennett.
She brings everything to the table that you need to have to be a champion.
The town of Clark's Beach may have to wait a while for their world champion to come home, but the people will be ready.
Whatever we do, you know, it'll be something good for her and something that will show how proud we are of Shaylin.
Terry Roberts, CBC News, Bay Roberts.
So great.
Yeah, you could feel the pride coming through Terry's speech. Now, you actually have done stories with her,
Yeah,
right?
well, we spoke with her over the holidays. She went home to Clark's Beach for Christmas, and we chatted with her then right before she left for Japan, and she was so excited. So I can only imagine how excited she is right now coming home with that gold medal. And, you know, she has a great future ahead of her so far. She's going to St. Lawrence University in New York on a full athletic scholarship.
Fantastic.
So
next, the Olympics.
If you've seen the Netflix hit Tidying Up, you probably want to get rid of a lot of stuff. But where's it going to go? I'll tell you how you can catch this trend without creating a lot of trash.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it was certainly a cold weekend in St. John's with temperatures below zero, but not as cold as in Ottawa.
No, we told you earlier that MP Seamus O'Regan has a new job in cabinet. Well, just take a look at what happened when he went outside to speak to reporters after the swearing in at Rideau Hall.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, Christy Kirka from CP. Just wondering, what do you what?
The water's frozen.
It seems some of the water in his glass froze in the cold temperatures. It was a cold one today in Ottawa. Temperatures were sitting between -12 and -9. So no wonder that water froze.
Yeah, there's a little kept
That
leaning
was
back,
so
leaning
funny.
back. Yeah.
It's like,
that's
what is
cool.
happening?
Yeah. Someone put the joke glass on the podium, right?
It's a good thing like the whole chunk of ice didn't
Fall
out
on his face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So cold temperatures there. How are we doing here, though?
Yeah, it's still quite cold here. We're sitting below seasonal in the mid-minus single digits. If we take a look at those temperatures right now, up through Labrador, not quite as cold as we are going to see as we head through the next couple of days, sitting in the minus teens right now for Lab City, and then Happy Valley Goose Bay sitting at -10. This is actually above seasonal for this time of year. But these cooler temperatures also came with an absolutely gorgeous day, but a little bit windy. So we had a little bit of a nip in the air, feeling closer to the minus teens when you factor in that wind chill up through Labrador, closer to the -20s. But if we take a look at the satellite radar, you could see why it was such a gorgeous day. Not a cloud most of the time in the sky for most of the island today. We are starting to see some cloud cover move in, and that's because some serious clouds move in, and that's the next weather maker. So if I zoom out, you can see just how large this system is. It's going to miss the maritime provinces and make its way towards Newfoundland and Labrador as we head through the night tonight. This one, Labrador can sit it out, mostly going to affect Newfoundland. So we're going to see that move in as we head towards the morning hours as all snow through parts of Central and then into the Avalon as well. Then into the afternoon, things get a little bit messy. So we're going to change over through to ice pellets and freezing rain into the afternoon. And then in behind it, stick around with some pretty windy conditions. And it looks like that will stick around through Wednesday as well. And then eventually clear out. So here's a look at the forecast for tonight. Temperatures dipping a little bit more as we head through the night tonight, somewhere between -7 and -10. Lower lying areas could see temperatures dipping into the minus teens overnight. St. Anthony opposite though, temperatures going to climb to about -5. Otherwise, we're just looking at that risk of flurries along the west coast and then partly cloudy skies as we start to see that system make its way further north. Through the night tonight for the rest of the island. Up through Labrador, cold in Lab City tonight, -27, -18 in Happy Valley Goose Bay. The winds will eventually ease for western portions, but towards the coast, going to stay a little bit breezy with southwest winds gusting near 40 kilometers per hour, -22 in Nain, but generally fair skies for the most part. Now, tomorrow, that's when things get a little bit messy. We're going to see things transition to rain, as I mentioned, because those temperatures are going to climb up well above zero. 4 degrees for St. John's, -2 for Gander, and then stay cold right through to the west coast. And then up through Labrador, another cold day expected with plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. So here's those warnings that I showed you before, winter storm warnings, and then snowfall warnings for the interior and up through the Bay of Exploits, and then down through the southern half of the Avalon is where we're going to see that rainfall. So winds, as I mentioned, are also going to pick up somewhere between 60 to 80 kilometers per hour through the day tomorrow. Stay windy even into Wednesday afternoon. So here's a look at what I'm thinking snowfall wise. 5 to 10 centimeters is a good bet. The interior 10 to 20. A swath of between 30 to 40 centimeters, and then we start to get into that mixing line. So anywhere from 10 to 20 centimeters with that potential for ice pellets and freezing rain. And then for the northern portion of the Avalon, 5 to 10 centimeters before we see that transition. That'll happen in the morning, change over mid-afternoon, and then that rainfall warning for the southern half of the Avalon. 25 to 35 millimeters of rain is expected. So that's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. We'll look ahead when I come back in a little bit. Carolyn, Anthony?
Thanks, Ashley. Well, if you spent part of this weekend decluttering your living space, you are not alone.
No, certainly not. The decluttering trend is sweeping the nation, thanks in large part to Japanese organizer Marie Kondo and her wildly successful Netflix series called Tidying Up. But in St. John's, there's one city councillor who says getting in on this trend should not mean creating a trash mountain with everything that we all throw out.
Here now, Zach Gowdy tackles that for us tonight.
Like many of us, St. John City Councillor Maggie Burton's home was a bit of a mess.
Well, about a year ago, there's 4 of us living in the house. I had a 3-year-old, 6-year-old. I was working several jobs. I was running for council, and my house was a disaster because I wasn't home that much to clean it up. And so I needed to simplify.
Now, this oh-so-common problem is the subject of a Netflix series with star organizer Marie Kondo. The series, Tidying Up, is based on Kondo's best-selling book about the Japanese philosophy of decluttering. In a nutshell, you consider each object in your home and ask yourself, does this bring me joy? If not, you thank it for its service and send it on its way. The show is a mega hit, inspiring a decluttering craze. Maggie Burton says the show is great for inspiration, but don't confuse TV and social media with real life.
I really like the idea of letting go of objects if you're able to. But for us, it was more about creating systems that allowed us to have a basically functional space to live in, because we actually live here. I feel like the idea of tidying up is often to create like an Instagram perfect space that looks like nobody lives in the house, like you're staging an Airbnb for rental.
Professional organizer April Miller isn't surprised the show is such a hit. She's seen a lot of closets, and she knows that clutter is a widespread problem.
I think there's a few things that go on. Number one, we now live in a time when both parents work. So that wasn't always the case. One person did actually, they were the homemaker. Well, now nobody's really making home. And then we also have way more stuff than we used to.
Miller is a fan of Kondo's method. To get started, she says, take aim at what's easiest to let go of.
Starting with the area, not the family photos that are, generations back, but something that's super unsentimental, which she actually recommends as well. She says, don't do sentimental until the very last step.
But when you're taking those steps, don't just think about what to get rid of. Think about where it's going to go.
I would like for people to keep in mind to try to keep objects out of the landfill and bring them to a thrift store or call for someone to come pick them up. You can go on the Curb at St. John's website and you can input an item and it'll tell you what you can do with it. So I encourage people to check that out for sure.
And when you drop that bag at the donation box, just say arigato and walk away. Zach Gowdy, CBC News, St. John's.
So you're inspired to go home and start going through all those overstuffed closets?
No. I haven't actually watched it yet, though, so
right.
Maybe I would once I watch it. I don't know. What about you?
Just ignore watching it, and you can just leave the mess at home.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's good for all the thrift stores, though, right? Yeah. All of the donations coming in.
Yeah,
so.
Hugely popular. Other story for you now. Canadian air traffic controllers are serving up slices of camaraderie to their American counterparts.
Yes, controllers in the U.S. have been forced to work without pay since government partially shut down more than 3 weeks ago. So to help while the dough is thin, Canadian air traffic controllers have been ordering pizzas to the States.
Now, even Gander got involved with this, helping send pizza pies to control towers in New York. And our colleagues at the National marked this gesture in their feature, which they call The Moment.
Some controllers in Edmonton decided to send pizzas to Anchorage, Alaska, and it has just literally gone viral. The controllers are literally going around saying, would you like to pitch in? We're going to buy pizzas for the US controllers, and some of the people ordering them got calls from the Visa fraud department because somebody ordered 50 pizzas to go to New York City, and that immediately triggered credit card fraud, and they got a call, did you really do this? Yeah, we did. There has been tremendous banter back and forth, camaraderie, a lot of joking about Canadian back bacon on the pizza, and don't send us ones with pineapple, etc. One person said to me that they haven't felt this much camaraderie and seen this many people in the lunchroom since 9/11, when somebody else did the same thing to buy food for the controllers in New York that were involved.
It's really been a morale lifter, a big boost for the controllers. We're not getting our paycheck, but we know that there are people out there who appreciate what we do, and coming from your peers who also do the same job, it's been really great. It builds our relationship with them, but thank you is really what we wanted them to know is they're looking out for us, and in turn, we want to look out for them.
Canada Post is featuring the famous Fairyland Iceberg on a new stamp collection. We'll speak with the man who took the photo coming up. Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, it's one of the most memorable photos taken of an iceberg in this province, and now Canada Post is giving it a place in history by featuring it in a national collection of stamps. Remember this iceberg off the shores of Fairyland in 2017? Well, this photo was taken by Michael Windsor and is now part of the stamp series called Far and Wide, an international stamp that will be sent around the world and features some of Canada's most beautiful landscapes. Windsor visited Canada Post in St. John's today with a framed copy of the stamp, and we spoke with him about what it's like to get that kind of recognition.
It was pretty exciting. I think it was like last March they contacted me, and of course I didn't know exactly what it was at first, but I come to discover after it was Canada Post got a series they called Far and Wide, and basically they're looking for the best pictures across Canada or some of the nicest places across Canada. And so they contacted Newfoundland Tourism because they saw a picture on their social media. So with that, then Newfoundland Tourism contacted me. And then a year later, I had my image on stamp.
So you've known about this for a full year?
Yeah, I had to keep it a secret for a year.
And what did you think when they called you and said, look, we want to use your picture?
It was pretty amazing. It was great for my photography, and I really like it because well, it was my passion actually taking photographs. And it's good for my business as well, for Newfoundland photo tours. People come from away and I take them to different places to see icebergs or puffins or whales or whatever, so it's great to have, people that come and see that kind of stuff. And
what do you think makes that particular photo so special?
I think it's just where the iceberg itself is like so big or just it's dwarfed by, I guess, the little small houses that's in front. And the color too, I took it during blue hour. And to me, that's one of my favorite times of taking images, because just when the light starts to go, come on and things.
Blue hour, explain what blue hour is.
Blue hour just like after sunset or in the morning, just before sunrise. You get the blue colors in the sky, and it really kind of shows the blue actually in the iceberg as well. So I think that's a really great moment, really, that's why I found my favorite place or time to take pictures. It was a nice evening, calm evening, so I drove to Fairyland and hoping it was still there because I saw the picture myself on social media. So I tried to rush up there and get that picture. And when I turned around the corner, I saw it there just kind of hovering over the houses. So of course, got all excited. And then the cool thing about taking nighttime pictures is that you always have probably 10 to 15 seconds while exposure is happening, just to kind of step back and take it in. So that's one of my favorite times as being a photographer, just taking in the moment while I'm just kind of waiting for the camera to do its thing, right?
And so this stamp, this is going to be seen around the world, right?
Yes. It's an international stamp, so basically what it means is that anytime anyone sends an envelope or a letter to Japan or Ireland or wherever, then that's the stamp they'll use. It's an international stamp, so that's pretty cool. And it's good for tourism too, and it's iceberg and people know where to come to see them, right? So that all kind of plays together, which is great.
This isn't the first time that your work has been recognized.
The hotel, I think it was last year, where I had over 3,500 images on a mural down there in the lobby. It's really, really nice, so I must say. And the other time I was with Land and Sea, actually up in Torgat Mountains, which was the trip of a lifetime. And Canadian Geographic won some awards in there, and the Canadian Photographic Art Association, some medals in there as well. So it's great to be recognized, but at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is I've really enjoyed taking the images and showing other people how to get to capture the images and all that stuff too.
Well, there are some mixed reviews as to whether or not a law school at Memorial University is what the university really needs. One critic says administrators need to do their homework before the shovels hit the ground. A local spokesperson for CPA Canada Financial Literacy says his concerns with the project include the existing aging infrastructure at MUN, along with insufficient funding from the government. Although this accountant is not against a law school, he wants to make sure the university is not overlooking other options, such as programs geared towards emerging industries.
That we've learned in the last year is that we should have a much more open debate about
where our institutions are spending the government's money. So we all have great wishes for Memorial University. I'm a graduate of here, very proud. So it's just a case of show me why this money is being spent in this fashion, particularly with the large challenges that are currently being faced by Memorial University.
Not everyone is wary about the financial logistics of the project. Some others are embracing it. A retired judge says a new law school would benefit students who previously had to travel out of province.
It's a challenge. Naturally, it'll be a challenge for a university with not a lot of money to come up with a new program. But at the same time, Memorial University has met many challenges and overcome them.
Showing that people over here care about what's happening in BC means it's not an isolated event.
Connecting with the Wet'suwet'en.
How pipeline protests on the other side of the country are resonating with people here. That's ahead after the break.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Returning to Conn River, where this hour the John family is holding a vigil for their daughter Chantel. The 28-year-old Indigenous woman was violently killed last week. Her ex-partner, Kurt Keeping, has been charged with first-degree murder. Family friend Melissa Organ spoke with Here and Now a short time before tonight's vigil started.
The vigil, it's new to us. It's the first one here, so we planned it. I guess it's significant to the family, and we have some really meaningful things in it and some speakers and whatever. But I guess the importance of it right now is to honor Chantel and also to provide awareness to the community, the surrounding communities, and to I guess anyone who's listening. It's the first time for us. It's a really small community and we're all really close-knit, and nothing even remotely close to this has ever happened before. So it's been quite horrific and traumatic in the community. So again, this is what makes this vigil so special, because we're hoping that everyone will take something away from it. It's an important part of the healing process, I believe, and it'll certainly be a beautiful experience for the family, because everyone's coming together to show support. And also, like I said before, the awareness part is really important. Just raising awareness about murdered and Indigenous women, and more so, I guess, domestic violence. And, just getting that out there, that this is real, it does happen, and it's something that we definitely could look for, and we definitely need more awareness on healthy relationships. The children are, a lot of children are aware, I guess, age appropriate. School and stuff continued on with, you know, normal classes and stuff, but of course there was leniency up in high school and whatever. But, you know, I have some sons and stuff too that are up to age. You explain it the best way possible, I guess, without, you know, divulging too much information, but yeah, for sure it's difficult.
Well, rallies in support of Wet'suwet'en members are happening across the country. There was one in St. John's yesterday. About 100 people gathered at Bannerman Park to protest the coastal GasLink pipeline in northern BC and the treatment of Indigenous protesters.
You know, we are on the total other coast for sure, but there's things that really connect us.
So we've gathered here today as a peaceful act of solidarity with the land protectors in British Columbia and as a call to action for those in positions of power to stand up against colonial violence. I'm an Indigenous person as well, and we see this stuff happening all across the country. We saw it just recently 2 years ago in Muskrat Falls for the Make Muskrat Right campaign.
Our own land protectors here in Newfoundland and Labrador, our own water protectors, have been very vocal and very effective in showing that the ways that we make decisions currently in across the country and in the province are not right and not just.
We are all living on this land, and we have to respect that. We have to respect the land, we have to respect the territory, and we have to respect those treaties that, quite frankly, in what we're seeing now, are not being respected. This is not what reconciliation looks like. Having military intervention into a peaceful demonstration on land that is not owned by the federal government, that was never ceded, that was never surrendered. This is not what reconciliation looks like, and that's what we're standing up for.
It's absolutely devastating to see people being dragged off, people being handcuffed, grandmothers, children, families. It's ridiculous that our government lets this happen and the RCMP is enforcing it. And I can't believe that it's still happening and it continues to happen, and we're here to say no.
We need to show that there is resistance, and there's actions happening right across Canada, even in other parts of the world, and it's so important that more people show up so that the government knows that people are paying attention and this isn't right.
Nova Scotia's first vegan butcher shop, that's right, vegan butcher shop, opened last week. Now that might sound like a contradiction, but the shop, and it's called Real Fake Meats, was such a hit that it quickly sold out of everything that it had. The store specializes in vegan bacon, vegan ribs, and even vegan donair meat. Reporter Colleen Jones went for a taste.
Early this morning, Laura Marshall is whipping up a batch of ribs.
Here, and just drop the flour in for me.
Meatless, yes.
It's called seitan, or wheat meat.
But with a few secret ingredients and things like chickpea flour and protein powder, plus lots of spices.
What you do is you essentially make a really dense bread and you bake it.
Once she puts them in the oven, you just might think they're real instead of the very real fake meats she produces. Welcome to Nova Scotia's first plant-based butcher.
Speaking from someone that used to eat meat, like myself, I just want those kind of Nova Scotian comforts that I grew up on.
Clearly, others agree. And for the last 5 days, she and her team have been restocking the fridges.
Go fridges full, freezers full.
When they opened last week, they sold out of everything. One of their biggest sellers is a Halifax beloved dish.
A high demand product is the donairs. Everyone wants to go home with donair meat.
Before they opened their doors, people were already lining up. Madeline Mitchell waited a half hour.
It gives me really great options for my protein when I choose not to eat animal-based products.
Better get in there, they're opening.
Thanks.
I was like counting down the seconds till I could come in here today.
Francesca Mancini wore her favorite t-shirt for the event.
Really awesome to see Halifax growing with the trends and the new movements.
Veganism actually had a watershed moment in 2018.
Dr. Sylvain Charlebois, known as a food professor at Dalhousie University, says as meat prices rise and more people become what's called flexitarians, the demand for real fake meats is very real.
For the first time, really, veganism is now socially normalized.
Basil Provo and her friends came in to try the donairs.
Texture is on point. I've had donairs before,
like regular donairs.
But now that you're vegan?
Yeah, the texture and the flavors.
And they say cheers to that. Colleen Jones, CBC News, Halifax.
Not too bad out there right now. This is going to look very different through the day tomorrow. And then looking ahead, looks like we're in for a little bit more of a warm-up. I'll have all those details coming up.
Almost 4 years ago, I became a quadruple amputee.
Overcoming life's challenges. We're checking back in with Elaine.
It's like you get a natural high when you can do things that you didn't think you could. My name's Elaine, and this is my story.
This weather update is brought to you by Beltone, helping the world hear better.
It was a cold day, but at least it was sunny, a beautiful day to try to stay warm, and a lot of people tried to do so in St. John's by going skating.
Yes, just have a look at this. Gorgeous day on Kent's Pond.
Yep, and it is a perfect scene to draw, and that's exactly what we want you kids to do. We're launching our Weather Whiz Kids weather drawing segment, and that means we want you kids to draw your favorite weather scenes and send them to me, and make sure you include your own photo, and we'll put both of those on here now.
That'll be fun. Yeah, what a great day to go skating. It would be a lovely landscape to draw a picture of and send it in.
Absolutely.
Yep. Nice and blue and clear, and you know, on a day like today, you want to stay moving, so why not hit the ice there?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But now tomorrow, that's going to look very,
Yeah.
it's going to be a slushy
They
pond.
knew that. They knew that.
Today was literally the perfect day to be outside to do anything, but yeah, not so much tomorrow. And then looking ahead to Wednesday as well, we're going to see a little bit of clearing, but if we take a look at the future tracker, we're going to see another round of snow move in towards the evening hours. Now, we're going to see that potential for some snow for Labrador as well. That will move in into the afternoon, and then we'll see it sweep across the island as we head towards Thursday morning. And with this, we could see that potential for changing back over to rain again. So here's a look at the forecast for Wednesday. Those temperatures up through Labrador are going to sit back down around seasonal, so between -15 and -19, with again that potential for some snow through the afternoon. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud for the most part into Wednesday, with that potential for snow late day spreading across the island. -7 for Corner Brook, -13 for the Straits St. Anthony, going to be in those minus double digits as well, -11 overnight, into the afternoon. And then down through the Avalon, -3. So we're going to see a dip in those temperatures and then warm up again heading into Thursday. So here's a look at that low pressure system Wednesday overnight moving towards the Avalon. We'll see that mixing, and then into the afternoon on Thursday, again, that onshore flow with that potential for some light snow continuing along the west coast, and then up through the coastal parts of Labrador as well. Now into Friday afternoon, we'll see a little bit of clearing, and then another system moves in, and this one a little bit more potential for seeing things change back over to rain for the Avalon through some mixing through parts of central as well. And up through Labrador, with this one specifically in behind it, those winds are really going to ramp up. So we could see some blowing snow through the evening on Saturday. So if we take a look at your forecast over the next 5 days, again, tomorrow looking quite messy right across the island. So snow to start for St. John's and eastern Newfoundland. That will change over through to a brief period of maybe ice pellets and freezing rain, and then over to rain through the afternoon, reaching a high near 4 degrees. Wednesday, we'll see that dip, and then either rain or snow again on Thursday, and then dipping right back down on Friday. So ridge of high pressure moves in and some cooler temperatures as well. Now, for parts of central Newfoundland, tomorrow 10 to 20 centimeters is possible. That could see between 30 and 40 centimeters for areas around Gander. Parts of central or rather down through the Canagra Peninsula could see that as well. And then Wednesday, looking at snow moving in late day, that chance continuing on Thursday. So we're going to see a little bit of a roller coaster as far as temperatures go, -9 on Friday. Up through western parts of the island, we're going to see about 5 centimeters tomorrow, so not much in the way of accumulation, and then staying quite cloudy right through Saturday. And then up through Labrador, again, dropping down, so -teens by Friday, even cooler temperatures expected. A chance of flurries on Saturday, and then along the coastal portions of Labrador, we're going to see that potential for some blowing snow as well as that those winds pick up. Now, western Labrador temperature is going to stay quite cold. Another ridge of high pressure moves in Thursday through the weekend, keeping things quite cold in the -20s, -30 by the time Saturday rolls around. So let's look at your forecast. I'll have your weather photo when I come back.
Thanks, Ashley. A NFL official made history last night.
Judge in this game. She's the first woman to earn an on-field assignment for an NFL playoff game.
Yes, that is Sarah Thomas. As the Los Angeles Chargers faced the New England Patriots, Thomas became the first woman to officiate an NFL playoff game. It's just the latest in a long line of trailblazing firsts in her 20-year career. Thomas was the first woman to work a college football bowl game, and then the first woman to work as an on-the-field official in the NFL.
That's fantastic. Patriots won big time, by the way, for you football fans and Tom Brady fans.
Nice.
There's your weather photo for today. How beautiful is that?
It actually looks warm.
Right?
Like
It's
tropical.
Like all illusions.
It was this morning, so it certainly wasn't warm. But any idea where that is?
Northern Bay Sands.
No, it's on the Avalon, but I will tell you exactly where it was and who sent us this gorgeous shot when I come back.
That's always my default.
It is. You're gonna take a look right at that photo because
Let's go.
it's stunning.
It is pretty.
It's really not. It's hard to tell because it doesn't exactly give you
No
any
hints.
No hints. It's Witless Bay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I see it.
Gorgeous sunrise there, courtesy of Sharon Topping. She sent us that photo from this morning. She was on her way from Trepassey, so.
Oh yeah, that'll stop you in your tracks to get out and take a photo.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot there. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you have any weather photos you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca, and then the weather kids too. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Weather. Why don't you draw
that
picture
one.
of that photo? That's really nice.
Or whatever inspires the young meteorologist in your family. Have them draw their favorite weather moment and send them to Ashley.
Yeah, we'd love to see them. We'll
And
get them
don't
on the
forget a
show.
picture of yourself too.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, that wraps up our show
Went by
for
fast.
this evening. It did. Lots of news.
Monday, another week.
Yeah, another storm tomorrow. Another day, another storm.
Right.
Yeah,
Thanks so much
exactly.
for watching.
Good night.